Hello? 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 Ah, what? Main. I pushing the button. There we go. What is going on? Desk view? Oh. Push. My Stream Deck is wanting to be a little laggy today. What is going on here with the Stream Deck? The point of the Saturday stream was to work out all the bugs. And now we're having bugs. What is going on here? Why is the Stream Deck not responding? Okay, well, it is what it is. Well, it just, you know, if I hit the button, okay, that worked. Okay, go back to main. Go. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna try restarting the Stream Deck. 1 second here. Quit Stream Deck. Don't ask me again. Quit. Okay, Stream Deck. Let's try this again. Okay. Zoom, main cam. Zoom, main cam. Zoom, main cam. Overhead. Mobile, which isn't plugged in. Main cam. Main cam. Oh, okay, apparently we're gonna deal with the buggy Stream Deck. How's everyone doing today? Music's on. Music's there, just quiet. Background music. Okay, how's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? It is Tuesday, my dudes. Stream was a little late to getting set up. Normally I like to get set up anywhere from 2 to 4 hours before I go live. Was a little bit under there, and I was out and about doing things, and it took longer than I expected. So, is what it is. But we're live right now with another RatRig Tuesday. So today, I think, where are we gonna get this camera? I think we worked out all the bugs with the setup, but I might have to fiddle with some stuff. Why is main cam delayed? That's the button I hit the most, other than that's the button I hit the most. Why is it being delayed? Fair Frozen 55, cheers! New MMU2 annoyed me for last time. Contemplated LDO Voron kit. Is that too expensive? It depends on where you live in the world. Yeah, make sure you're buying from a legit LDO reseller. But the LDO kit is probably the best kit you'll find for a Voron, in my opinion. That is probably your best option if you are looking for a kit. In my opinion, it is the best kit. But that's just my opinion. That's like just your opinion, dude. Main. Why is this? What is going on here? Okay, 1 second here. I'm resetting this up because this is getting. Why is the Stream Deck? This is super annoying. Okay, OBS, scene. Okay, title, main. And the scene it's going to use is widescreen. And we're going to use. Huh? I can't remember what icon I had before. It doesn't really matter because it's the main icon. What icon did I use? Look at all these fancy icons. Ooh. Let's do the robot. And There we go. There we go. Cool. So that's main. Okay. Main. Why are you being delayed? What is going on with this? This is so weird. I don't know what's going on with that overhead. Okay, well, it is what it is. Okay, got to pay on Canadian boron kit resellers. Sparta 3D, I've worked with in the past. Good shit. I'm not sure who else in Canada carries, but I can vouch for Sparta 3D. Transitions? No, I never changed anything in my setup from Friday or Saturday till today. It's just, oh, okay. Okay, now it seems to be working. Okay. That's Windows. And now it's doing it again. Okay, whatever. We'll just deal with it. I did actually reboot the computer before going live. So let's see here. Maybe try a different USB port. Where are you plugged in? Are you plugged into a fancy USB port? You are. Let's try a different USB port. Let's try you in there. Okay. Because, you know, it's best to do everything. Yeah, maybe it's a USB port. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Correct that I need 3 kilogram ABS spools to printed parts. Okay, so when it comes to printing your boron parts for a V2, you need a little over 1 kilogram for your main color and like half a spool of your accent color or less. But because obviously you might have to reprint some stuff, by 2 spools of your main color, 1 spool accent. You probably could get by with just 2 spools if you were printing everything 1 color. And you don't have to reprint anything. 3D Lab Tech is the other Canadian seller. Okay, well, I'll check them out. The only ones I've worked with is Sparta. And I'm very hesitant to promote anything I don't have any direct relationship or I've never like worked with or can pull from experience. Unless I've heard good things from others. I just haven't heard anything from 3D Lab Tech, I believe. So there's that. What else? What else? We're doing that. We're doing that. I think I bought a car today. That was fun. I didn't actually buy it, but I did the thing where I went in and test drove a car. And then I'm like, I haven't, the money's still in the account, but I've like mentally bought it, I think. Because for those that know, I drive a Focus, a 2012 Focus. And while I don't drive a lot, this year I'm driving to Chicago, to Midwest Rep Fest, to the Detroit Airport once or twice, and to the East Coast of the US. And I would be doing that in the Focus, and the Focus is 10 years old, and it's a Ford, and I live in a place where they salt the road. So I'm starting to get a little hesitant to drive at long distances. So I stopped by the Subi dealership today because my town finally has a Subaru dealership, and I took a cross trek out for a test drive on the recommendation of somebody whose opinion I trust. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I'm like, I'm gonna think about it, but now I'm like, yeah, now I kind of want to like buy it, I think. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Driving a Smurf? No. Or Smurf? Well, it's a Subaru, but it's not a Toyota. If it was a Toyota, I could drive to Smurf. Yeah, a lot of people seem to like the Crosstreks, and they're. Remember, I don't pull in Mr. Beast money, so it's within the budget. You know, I was looking at cars last year, and like interest rates were like 0.99%, 1.99%. Now they're like 6, up to 8. I don't like that. Business expense. Back speed is low. Well, luckily I'm the one driving, and the only one that would be in the back is the little guy, so he's little. So I don't like big cars. I don't like big cars. I like my wife has an Escape, and that's like our family car. So this would be taking over as the family car. And the Escape, like, that's about as big as I like. I don't like driving big cars. We work for Auto Trader, but I'm buying through a dealership. And I like new. I like buying a new car and then driving it for like a decade. That's usually how I do it. 1 credit. Okay, I live in Canada, so yeah, that probably isn't gonna work for American credit. What do we do? We're doing a RatRig. RatRig, V-Core, 3.1, manual. Mini? No mini. I had a coworker who went through 3 minis because he kept having issues with them, and he kept buying another mini. So, where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, we got that. We got bed assembly. Okay, so we're there. So we're at the bed. Neat. So we go there. Oh, and it's Pi Day. Happy Pi Day. I guess that's a thing. I'm personally more a fan of Mario Day, but thinking of getting a Saval SV06. Is there anything I should buy along with it? Yes, filament. You need filament. But I took it out for a test drive. I took out a 2023, but I've been getting the 2024, and I really like it. So, I am really on a kick of printing Elden Ring miniatures right now on the resin printer. I need to find a Radon model. I did find a good Radon model, but I don't want to pay $20 for a model. Because let's be honest, half the time I print these and then they just sit on a shelf. I don't resell them. I don't paint them. I just kind of print them. But I'm really digging resin right now. I've got a Doom guy and an Iron Man on it right now. I got to take off. Just buy a Saab. I don't think there's not even a Saab dealership near me. Camo, thank you for becoming a member. Okay, so we got the bed arm assemblies in. So now we need to put the bed in and the white end stop. So for the bed, we're doing stuff a little different. I'm tripping on things. That's what I'm doing. So the kit comes with a normal bed. Okay, so you got a normal Mike 6 bed. But thanks to Mandalaroseworks, and oh, by the way, this kit was sent to me by RatRig themselves, along with some components from Mandalaroseworks. They were sent to me on the condition I just build the printer, no contract, they're not paying me, words and opinion are my own, blah, 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 YouTube disclosure over. So we're gonna be using the Mandalaroseworks bed, which is this boy. And it's got integrated magnets, and it's same thickness, yeah. But we got integrated magnets. So we got that. So we're not going to be using this. However, I may be reusing this bed for something else. I'm trying to get an event set up for Murph for a charity. It's in early stages, but if you've been to LTX, you might be kind of familiar as to an event they hold there. And I kind of want to do an equivalent. That's all I'm going to say for now. We got that. Got the heater. Gonna have to put the heater on, obviously. I'm gonna have to drop all my wires. Those are screws. Fair Frozen, $5. Cheers. One last question. What tools should I have besides a screwdriver and crimper when building? I have a vid on it. I have a few videos. Basically, the minimum you're going to need Allen keys of some sort, wire strippers and crimpers, probably some flush cutters. You're probably going to want some heat shrink, wire stripping tool. I got videos on the channel about it. Is this the first RatRig I built? No, I built a V-Minion. Okay, so prepare the bed parts. Prepare the bed parts. So are we putting on the heater? do we put the heater on? Is the heater part of this? Okay, so obviously we're gonna have to put the heater on. So let's put the heater on. Okay, so let's put the heater on. So which is the front? I'm assuming the notch is in the front. Okay, so the wires come out the back, I'm assuming. Does it say anything about putting the heater on? Is there nothing in the manual about the heater? I guess not. 1 second here. The what's his name from the RatRig team? Sent me some docs here. No preview available. File isn't owner's trash. Okay, so that dot guide ain't gonna work. So I guess I'm just gonna put it on manual right now. With mains power. I don't blame them, okay? Here's the thing. As somebody who is a member of the Voron team and has guided people through building printers and is part of a team, and also somebody who can't find their ISO. Oh, here we go. As somebody who's built printers, showed people how to build printers and helped others build printers, a person is smart, rational, clever. People are dumb. And yes, I stole that line from Men in Black. When it comes to mains power, if you mess it up, you can have some serious issues. Sometimes it's best to just be like, if you don't know what you're doing, get somebody who does, instead of trying to show people, because you would be surprised at what a human is capable of doing. I've seen entire printers wired up with like the 16 gauge single strand wire that you use for wiring a house. All white too, all one color. I've seen that. So, the kinematic bed heater will come at the wiring phase. And okay, so if we don't need to put the heater on, I won't put the heater on right now. I've got a video on how to put a heater on the channel. So if you're interested on how to do that, video on the channel. At that point, use Cat 5. We used to use Cat 5 before we got smart. Okay. So let's mount the bed then. Okay, so what do we need? We need a bed, 3 aluminum spacers, 6 mil. Okay. Got those. We need some threaded steel balls. Ooh. And M516 countersunk screws. M516 or M616 or M614 was M. Oh, here we go. M516. There we go. Getting this vault because of you and their links they sent me for support. Okay. I don't have an affiliate link for the Saval kit. I don't know. I'm really bad with setting up affiliate links. I won't put up affiliate links for anything I don't personally vouch for. So what happens is I do an unboxing of a printer or a review of it, which is, or usually I don't do a lot of reviews. So I'll do an unboxing of a printer, and during the unboxing, I really don't think you should be putting affiliate links during an unboxing. That's my personal belief, because you're unboxing the printer for the first time. How could you be endorsing it? Okay. So I view affiliate links as in, this is a product I like, you should buy it too. That's my stance on affiliate links. Okay, except for generic ones to like Amazon or AliExpress, whatever. Those ones, whatever. But if you're directly linking to a product, you should at least support that product and think it's a decent product. So usually my videos that do the best on a printer are when I don't have an opinion on it, so I can't put an affiliate link. Okay, so we put the screws through there. We put a spacer and we put the balls on. Okie dokie. Sets up affiliate links for nitpicks. He loves his nitpicks. And my LTT store screwdriver is still upstairs because I keep forgetting to bring it downstairs. There's the super slicer, and I have 2 questions. Do I need to rerun pressure advance, and what are your thoughts on their built-in calibration? The built-in calibration features are pretty good. I haven't really used them because I calibrated before those came out. And you shouldn't have to redo your pressure advance. Spaces! So, oh, look at this. You ready? If you missed the Saturday stream, oh, it would help if I had a battery on this. Batteries help. Did you know that? And hopefully you shouldn't have to prepare your ears. Okay, you ready? Look at that quality. Be careful, I'm wearing headphones. I went back and watched the stream just to see what you guys had to suffer through, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was not fun. Okay, let's see. So we put that, insert that into each of the positions, aluminum spacer, threaded ball. Please note, it's highly recommended to install the print surface and bed heater after the V-core is up and running. Okay, I can dig it. So the only downside with this is this camera, while it has really good zoom, the lens isn't that wide of an angle. So for desktop stuff, it's okay. But this is a lot better than the C920. I'm so happy we got this camera working again. The only downside with this camera is I have to run a separate, I got an HDMI cable running to it, and I've got a power, but I don't have the power in right now because it's on battery. So yeah. I was on that stream, been there, I totally understand the reach. Oh no, that's a different stream. That was Friday's stream. That's now a forbidden stream that is ceasing to be public. Although you could still get to it if you have a link to it. I took that stream down because that stream was scuffed from the start. The game was rigged from the start with that stream. Why are they held on with Phillips screws? Because Michael screws don't have the torque rating. Big plate bit overkill. Nah, you want a lot of these printers use like 6mm by 6 plates. That's kind of the standard. So this I really wish I could do. This turns off when you close the screen, but the HDMI is in the way, so I can't turn it off just by closing the screen. And since I'm on batteries, I gotta remember to turn it off. Okay. So we've done that. Oh, wrong screen. Desktop. There we go. Okay, that is done. If FedEx will deliver my parts. I hate waiting on shipping. Although luckily right now the only thing I'm waiting on is gamer subs. Yeah, I'm waiting on gamer subs. Got a new shaker on the way. And some emotional damage. Okay, so we got the Y endstop parts. Is it this printed part bag? Nope. Nope, some of this is. Which waifu? The waifu that isn't on their site, because I don't think you'll see it on camera either. If you catch the hints that or the odd mention, you know which streamer I watch. So, or one of the streamers I watch. Made it kind of obvious. I got prints of it in the room. Okay. So we got that. So we got that printed part. That printed part. I need that electronics part, which I think all the electronics are in here. That's all fans. LBO. Oh, not in there. There's the bed. Whoa. Ooh, that would have been bad. Nope, nope, nope. Where is that end stop? Is it part of the wire loom? Not on the wire loom. Is it in this bag? Nope. Got the orbiter. That. There it is. Octopus. Did they stuff it in the octopus bag? Nope. Oh, here it is. It's in this one. Shibuya Kaho fan? No, but I do watch Sea Dog occasionally. So I am aware of her, but no. There's some hate. They're antics. Drama is drama. Try to avoid it, but yeah. I don't. Yeah, companies run companies the way they want to run their company. Okay. Got that. Okay, so I need two M312s. M38. M36. I think we're getting to the point in the build where I stop trying to look for screws and just grab it from stock. M312s. Okay. M312. Two of those. Okay. One M5 lock nut. M6 and 5. Companies will company. Exactly. I love when I go on Twitter, okay, and Twitter's just a hive of scum and villainy, let's be honest. Twitter's trash. But there's a lot of good people on Twitter, and that's pretty much how I interact with the greater 3D printing community. But like, somebody will be angry at a company for not coming out with a product that they didn't pay for, and they just want to buy at some point. They might not even want to buy it. And they're like, why is the company doing this? They're evil. It's like, companies like money. They need money to live, okay? If they could sell you something to make money, they would. And if they're not, there's probably a good reason. And you don't work for the company. You don't know what's going on with the company. Complaining to Twitter won't solve anything. And then later in the day, they come out with, oh, hey, the product's done and we're shipping it. So, yeah, I love Twitter at times. Just out of curiosity, I had to watch this of all before enter your stream. Okay. Yeah, Saval's done. I like the Saval. Sounds like all the hate Prusa gets. As somebody who has taken some business classes and talks to people in the industry and knows people who have a greater knowledge of things than most people, it's fun seeing some of the antics and the tinfoil some people get into about things. It's like, it doesn't work that way. I grabbed the wrong part here. There we go. Okay, so we got, how does this work? Okay, so first I got to shove my nuts in the hole, or sorry, one nut. Dang it, I'm probably going to call the Subaru guy up afterwards and be like, yeah, I'm coming in tomorrow to put the payment on it. Don't sell it. Damn you, Timmett, for suggesting it. You're looking for a full-time job. This is my full-time job. I love my job. Why would I want to go back to working in a shitty tool shop surrounded by like bitter divorced people who live paycheck to paycheck making 6 figures a year because they buy brand new boats all the time and brand new cars and they're like divorced 8 times? Why would I want to go back to that? I wake up every day and I take my little guy to school and then I pick him up from school and make dinner and put him to bed. It's awesome. His boats are fun. Bust out another 1,000. Okay, so that goes on here. So that goes like that, and that goes like that. Okay. This is also why I really like, before with the cam links, if I turned cameras off and on, it would like, I'd have to reset everything for it to pick it up. With the Cam Link Pro plugged right into the computer, not only can I plug 4 HDMI devices in, I can hot swap them and it doesn't freak out. I've seen the Deltas on Prusa's website. They're Trilabs. They're meant more for like commercial than consumer. But yeah, I've seen them in person. I seen them at Rapid TCT last year, and they're really nice, but they're more aimed at the professional like commercial market. M312s, why are they so long? Oh, well. 1 second here. Okay, so that faces down. Okay, yeah, I guess these are both the same. Best boat you can get into your hammer. Yeah, if you want to get a boat, don't get a boat. Get a friend who has a boat. It's like pools. I like pools. It's fun to go swimming, okay? Bring the little guy, bring the wife, have a drink, lounge out on the pool all day. It's great. I don't have a pool. My mom has a pool. I go to my mom's house, use her pool. It's a lot cheaper. You check how much room in the back? Yeah. We actually, it was really nice. The guy at the dealership, the dealer, if you happen to ever go to Windsor Subaru, shout out to Noah, good dude. They had a, it's actually the current year, but I'm getting the next year. But we took the little guy's car seat out of my wife's car. We put it in the Subaru that we were test driving. She got in the back. I drove around. Like, we tested it out, and it's like, yeah, this works. It's got a surprising amount of room for it's less trunk space. but for the passenger and the driver side, like rear and driver, it's more car. You sit more like in a car than with an SUV, so you're down a little lower, but you still have decent room. So it's not too bad. I liked it. So slow inventory, steady sales. Yeah, and I'm surprised. Like it came with everything. Like it's got blind spot. It's got, you know, adaptive cruise, lane keeping, remote start stop. Like it's got all that. Oh, I did this backwards. Can I turn this around? I can. There we go. Rear seats were cramped. It depends. Oh, and it comes. All of them come with like 4-wheel drive, which I live in Canada, southern Canada, but I live in Canada, so that's nice. And like, compared to pricing out an equal optioned other vehicle, it's really hard to not like. It's easy to justify. Okay, so that goes. Where does that go? Does that go there? Okay. So 11 millimeters. Okay. So I personally wasn't planning on buying a vehicle. Like the plan was to drive the Focus until it died. But considering I'm doing some big trips this year and I'm a little concerned about, I have to drive through Detroit to go to a lot of places for events this year. I don't want my car breaking down in Detroit. Can't have shit in Detroit. .6'6". Yeah, I'm 5'9", and everyone else is shorter than me, so. It's a journey, not the destination. Yeah, but the journey needs to end at the point it's supposed to end at. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. Oh, man, I really need to move this camera. Okay, well. What is it? It's 11 mil from there? Okay, 11 mil from there. What am I going to do with the overhead cam? I got to build a gantry of some sort so I can move it. Uh-oh. Where are you from? Oh, you got pulled out. All right, well. There we go. Inheritance. I watched that video. Basically, the plan is to do somewhat similar, but use like whatchamacallit, tube, like the metal tube, the steel tube, and basically just run one this way, run one here, and then brace it across and just print off some rollers for it to slide on back and forth. That's kind of the plan. Because I got this little, because the ceiling in this room is dropped because of ducting and whatnot, except for this one little cutout area that goes across. No, I didn't do the drywall work, so don't blame me for its not greatness. So yeah, that's the plan. It's basically put it up there. Okay, so that's that. So that is that. So that I'll probably make a video out of it because, hey, it's content. But this weekend's video should be the resin. But it's not going to be a resin review video. It'll be more resin in general. But I'll review the Photon X2 while doing the video kind of thing. Okay, install the bed assembly. Rotate the Z-axis counterclockwise to lower the bed frame. So how much are we lowering? Okay. Like about centered roughly? Okay, so center it up roughly. How did the parts turn out on the V2? Oh, they're still on the V2. They turned out fine. I haven't taken them off yet. Okay, so we'll just, 6 inches seems about good. Nice easy round number. Steve's here. Hi, Steve. Hey, Steve, I'm probably going to buy a Subaru. Is that a good idea? Managed to blow the engine up the day before an oil change. Were you that late on your oil change? So it's a kinematic bed, so it just goes in, I guess. Done. Bed mounted. Totally look like a Subaru. Okay. The funny thing is, I'm thinking of getting one of the funky colors for it too, because why not? Apparently the head gasket issue, I did hear about that. Apparently it's been resolved on the newer models, so it's not really an issue on the new one. Want an STI? No, thank you. Oh, an STI. No, thank you. I need something a bit more family centric. Hey, now it's time for the Eva. Yeah, kinematic beds are neat. Like, I'll be honest, a lot of it's snake oil in my opinion, because once you get your bed trammed, your bed's trammed. How much, like, yeah, it looks really cool when you do the whole, oh, look at that, it totally re-gimbaled itself to the right angle. But usually you're only doing that if you purposely mess it up. So you a lot of time you don't need that. You don't need the amount of freedom that this allows. It's cool to have and it makes a neat party trick, but you don't really need that much. But the kinematic bed mount also allows for when the bed heats up and expands for it to not to be bound, so you don't get any tacoing issue. So a lot of people seem to like it on the V2s because it's got the fixed bed, so you go kinematic bed, so that way the bed can expand and contract evenly instead of it being, you know, potentially bowing. But it depends a lot on how quickly you heat up the bed, your ambient temperature, how well the material of your bed itself. Different types of metals expand differently, and yes, there are different types of aluminums. How thick the bed is, how old the bed is. There's a plethora of factors that come into play. I've never had an issue. Some people have tons of issues. Your money may vary. You need to watch have you ever watched Wall-E? Non-planar. And the problem with non-planar, you need a slicer that supports it. That's the problem. That's why, like, non-planar printing and printing where you have like 5-axis, that's all done manually. People like write the G code for that manually because they're demo prints, they're test prints. Nobody is pulling in a print into, you know, nobody's pulling in this guy into a slicer and slicing him for planar printing, because a lot of the issues we experience in at-home hobby level and even professional level 3D printing is not hardware related. The hardware has been here since forever. Okay, we're just cheap and use budget versions of it, but go look at a 5-axis CNC or an wire EDM, like pick and place machines. Being able to move in all kinds of funky directions, move stupidly fast, that's normal outside of 3D printing. It's just we're cheap and we use free software to control things. So we're limited in that regard. We're not limited hardware-wise, we're limited budget and software-wise. That's the difference. Because once you have slicers that can support planar printing and 5-axis printing, you might see it more. But go ask somebody who runs a 5-axis CNC. what the software they use to create not the cut files basically for the CNC. Go ask them how much the license is for that software. It's even like basic power mill, not cheap. Adaptive cruise control. I didn't care about adaptive cruise control until I drove an Edge over the summer last year when my Focus was in the shop, and it had adaptive cruise control and lane assist. I miss it. I miss it. Okay, so now it's time to build the EVA. And if you don't know why I say it like that, go watch WALL-E. It's a great movie. Check engine. Well, it would be a brand new engine. My daughter is called Eva because of WALL-E. Neat. See, that's okay. Naming your kid off of a movie, like a one-off movie, that's fine. Never name your kid after somebody in a TV show, especially a TV show that hasn't finished yet. There is a lot of kids named Daenerys out there that... Don't name your kid Daenerys. Yeah, she went crazy psycho bitch at the end. Okay, so we need a Bondtech LGX extruder. I'm not using that. I'm using an orbiter. I'm assuming it's the same. Cool car. I'll go back to my motorcycles. I can't do motorcycles. One, it's hard to fit, you know, a 5-year-old in a motorcycle. Two, I can't drive it for 4 to 6 months out of the year, depending on the weather. Three, I live in an area where if I want to go anywhere, I have to travel highways. And 4, I like living. Okay, his parents named their kid after Javelin. When I was in college, there was a kid in my class named Rambo. He was Vietnamese. I don't know why their parents named him that. Because I'm pretty sure Rambo was not kind to the Vietnamese. But it is what it is. It's been a while since I watched Rambo 2, so I might be wrong, but... Okay, so I think all the parts, so we got oh wait, shoot, this might not be, okay, yeah, so I gotta find a separate EVA instructions, I think, because I have the new EVA with heat sets. I got the good shit. EVA Toolhead. Yeah, 1 second here. EVA Toolhead. So I'm wondering if there's separate instructions for EVA 3 for this. Updates, companies, where's instructions? Getting started. Heat insert. Okay. Okay, there's that. Thoughts on RatRig V-Minion? The V-Minion I really like. I think it could use a revision to kind of streamline the assembly process to simplify it. It has a lot of random components. Its BOM could be simplified, and I think they could give it a once-over to kind of streamline the assembly process just to make it simpler. But otherwise, other than that, it's a perfectly functional machine, and if you've never built a 3D printer before, it's a good kit to kind of, you know, Fisher Price my first 3D printer build type thing. Okay, so they have 3 different instructions. So let's see here. So parts 1. So I'm looking for heat sets. Okay, so I'm not using the LG, I'm using an orbiter. So these are all heat sets. I'm assuming the instructions would be, oh, okay. No, that's the face plate. The instructions would be the same, only instead of nut, it's heat set. On the Rook. I haven't built one. I might be getting a kit, and when it does, I'll build it. But as of right now, I think it looks really cool. It's just I can't actually give you an opinion on it. Okay, completely separate manual. So where are the manuals at? So here's the EVA manual. Like, there's only one EVA manual. Where is the manual for EVA? I'm running in the war on Discord. Okay, let me find it here. No, not that. And not that. Oh, no link. Where's the... Yeah, but apparently there's a separate manual for the heat set version. Okay. Bondtech LGX Lite. I have a Rapido. Or an orbiter. On the top of the one page under where you search, there's heat set. Heat set. Yeah, but this is just heat inserts. This is just a... This is just like an information page about heat sets. Like, I got getting started. Right, like, there's that, heat sets, Cartesian, Quarks Y. Okay, there's the CAD, BMO, Mosquito, Nova, Rapido. Yeah, these are just... Yeah, the only manual I got is this one. So I think we're just gonna wing it and just put heat sets in where there's nuts and just... I'm assuming the printed parts are for this hot end, so I'm not too concerned. Like, I'm assuming... Let me find the mount piece. Is... I don't know. I'm assuming I got everything I need here, so we'll just kind of YOLO it. Although there should be an adapter, shouldn't there? I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah. So we'll just, anywhere there's supposed to be heat set, we'll put a one of these guys in. I'm trying to figure out how this mounts together, but yeah, we'll figure it out. I think I'm missing a piece, like an adapter piece for the... Oh, here we go, V-Core parts. And there's the top plate, I think. That's got to be the top plate. Shoot. I'm thinking, oh, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, so yep, I got the parts. Okay, we're just gonna YOLO it, and I'll just get the heat sets installed where I think they go. Oh yeah, there was the time change. Why do I have so much stuff plugged in here? Okay. So while we're waiting for that to heat up, how's everyone doing? Is everyone all excited for the XL to finally be released and shipping? Although I probably won't be getting one till whenever. Because I ordered a multi-material one, a dually. And I ordered it a couple days after the pre-orders went live. So I'll be lucky to get one by the end of the year. Is it shipping soon? If you ordered a single extruder one, within a couple minutes of it going live, yes. Otherwise, no. Jake England, $2. Cheers. Burger, wings, or ribs? Burgers. It's Tuesday. Go with burgers. Burgers Tuesdays. Ribs are more a weekend thing, and wings are a Friday thing, I think. So go with burgers. And then, as far as I'm aware, they're prioritizing shipping out units to paying customers before review units. So I don't think I'm going to be getting a review unit. So that means I'm going to have to buy one at some point. So make sure to like that smash button. XL, yep. I pre-ordered an XL dual extruder kit, self-assemble. So that's another delay. Because they're only shipping the assembled ones right now, not the self-assembly ones. Rama idler mod versus a stock idler. I have no issues with the stock idlers in my setup. If you think you're going to have issues with it, or you believe you have issues with it, I'd say go for it. I'm always a big proponent of build it stock first and then mod. After. Because a lot of the mods you can kind of do quite easily on a built one machine. So. What's that? Am I gonna do an MMU? No. When I pre-ordered, the economy was much nicer to me than it is now. Oh, I believe it. Yeah, me too. Me too. I think I was still working when I pre-ordered it? It was last year. All I know is you're gonna know when Big Papa Joey P comes for the bill for that thing, because there's gonna be a we're gonna be live streaming for a bit around then. Have to do a subathon or something. That's what it's $24.99 US plus shipping, plus tax, plus exchange rate. I think I did the napkin mass. It's like $3.5 grand Canadian, roughly. Mucho dinero. Mucho dinero. Hey, it's Tor. Never. Josh Wilson, $2.20. Prusa XL Fund. Cheers. Okay, so it's showing 2 up there, but I don't have 2 up there. So are they? Oh, they're front installed. I'm always paranoid moving around something after I've installed heat sets, because I've grabbed stuff like that after putting a heat set in and totally burned my hands before. But please don't stir the pot in the chat in regards to that. There's enough drama as is, and we don't need to be feeding the beast. So. How do I stop my spool from tangling and breaking? If your spool's tangling, then you've tangled it. Spools out of the factory should not be tangled. It's pretty much impossible for a winding machine to tangle a spool. So it's unfortunately a lot of time it's user error. Sometimes it is, you know, from the factory, the person who ties the spool up before packaging it can twist it. But usually it's user error. So what you have to do is like basically take your spool and pull off a bunch of filament off the side instead of unwinding it to kind of like get that kink out and then re-spool it properly. So if it wasn't stupidly expensive. Here's the thing. I don't think the XL is expensive. I think the X1 is underpriced. Because think about it. Look at other larger printers that have the same specs as the XL. None of them are like sub 1,000. They're 1,500 and up. Look at the Cheaty machines, for example. Even Creality's big bed flinger that's nothing but a pimped out CR10 is $1,000. I think it's not so much that that's overpriced. It's just that is underpriced, which is good for consumers. But I would love to know what their profit margin, if any, is on the X1, let alone the P1P. Yeah, take a simple, yeah, an LDO Voron kit is $1,500, and that's not even a built printer. You got to build the damn thing yourself. So but hey, it's your money. If you think it's worth it, spend it. If you don't think it's worth it, don't spend it. I'm not your mom. Yay, heat set, so much fun. I will say I'm looking forward to building this because the last EVA I built was the EVA 2, I believe, and it didn't have heat sets. Had a lot of hex nuts, so I'm looking forward to this. But I'm basically just going through the manual and just putting all the heat sets in one go, and then we're going to go back and build it according to the manual. And I am hungry because I spent way too much time out before the stream went live. Okay, there's that, there's that. Prepare the Bond Tech LGX light. Okay, I don't have to worry about that. Okay, I think that's all the heat sets. Oh, no, we got some more heat sets. Yeah, we gotta put heat sets on this. Both sides. Both sides. Leo the Human, $24.99. Cheers. 1% of the XL. Folks, we need 99 more of those. The heat sets came with the kit. I got the upgrade kit that came with XL heat sets. XL doesn't seem pricey when it comes to tool. Exactly. Tool changing is a whole nother beast compared to just a simple MMU. You're basically multiplying everything that can go wrong and having to keep it more precise than a stock setup. So tool changing is a whole nother beast. And size wise, the XL is an extra 120 millimeters. So don't move. So, Andrew Humphrey, $10. Cheers for the XL. Just say, hey, first Tuesday stream for me. I'm at home for spring break. Awesome. So to give you a simple example size wise, this is the bed off of my Trident, which is 350 by 350. So this is the bed off of my X1. And remember, the XL's 10 millimeters bigger. So it's like this. So, and also is the same in the Z. So yeah, you get a bit more room. Just a wee bit more room to grow. Plus you got a fancy dual or multiple tool heads. So for people who like printing helmets, you can print with dissolvable supports easily and other big things. So there is totally a market that justifies the XL. Like, it does have a place in the market. Is the single extruder model worth it? Very hard to justify in my opinion, unless you need the size. Once you start talking dual extruder or the 5 tool head one, then it makes a heck of a lot more sense. Also, are you just somebody at home who prints for fun, or somebody who has a print farm, or you do cosplay where a bigger size makes a heck of a lot more sense? Josh Wilson, $30. Cheers. 98 more. Ender 3 for life. Remember, if you go on any of the sites for downloading models, the vast majority of stuff on that site is probably meant to print off of a Prusa or an Ender size machine. Talk to anyone who has built or bought a large printer. I started off with the Monoprice Select Mini. First printer I built after that, a 300 by 300 by 400 Voron V1.5. The printer I built after that is a 250 V2, and it's my most used printer. Pretty much everyone who goes big ends up going small, at least from my experience. Nothing wrong with big, but sometimes small is nice. Forgot about YouTube's cut. Oh, I got to redo my tax forms too, because Uncle Sam wants to take 30% of my income before I even, get it converted over the border. I'm not an American. I don't want to pay your taxes. Got to get a new ITIN number. Yay. And the shitty thing is, you got to do it over mail. I got to mail the IRS. Go, hey, I'm not American. Tell Google to stop taking my money. Because as far as I'm aware, they're just holding it. And I'll get it back once I get an ITIN number that basically Google goes, oh, okay, you're not American. We don't need to hold taxes for Americans. American taxes for you then. Okay, is that it for heat sets? Please tell me that's it for heat sets. I think that's it for heat sets. I think that's it for heat sets. Okay, I think we're okay on heat sets. I got a bunch of extra here. Let me just go through all these parts and nope, you got some heat sets here. Yeah, so as it is right now, until I get this fixed, if you donate money to me on the stream, now this will be fixed. So it's just, holding for now. YouTube takes 30%. Okay. So YouTube would take 30%, which is normal. They pay all the hosting fees and the server fees and the video fees. So, yeah, okay, I expect them to take some money. Then Uncle Sam will take another 30%. And then the Canadian government takes another 30%. Now, that's all going to get fixed, and so the middle 30% not applies, but still. I'm assuming a heat set goes in there. Thank you for paying for the hot holes. Ah, come on, it's better than that. My money's going to pay for missiles to go on drones. At least let me pick. I want my money to go on a fighter jet. It's the best way to donate. Honestly, YouTube's the easiest. That's the thing. I do have a PayPal if you want to donate directly. And Patreon. Patreon just pays me out via PayPal. So I pretty much get just like the 10% PayPal takes, or Patreon takes, and then taxes. But taxes are taxes. You ain't avoiding taxes. You shouldn't avoid taxes. You should be paying your taxes. They support things. Okay, I think that's it. I don't think there's a heat set in here. Oh, there's one in here. You can tell the heat sets because they have a like a little rim in the bottom. Buy the merch. Yeah, the merch works too. Like, obviously, if you pay, you know, you pay 30 bucks for the merch, I'm not getting 30 bucks. I'm getting a cut of that. But here's the thing. It's been over a year of doing this, and it's working out okay. Just keep on keeping on, and just make sure I fill out that form so Uncle Sam doesn't take my money going forward. Yeah, got all the heat sets in. I think I got all the heat sets in. I will say the parts aren't as flimsy. One of my biggest complaints of the previous generation of Eva was I felt like I was gonna break it. Like, I'm not a gram chaser. I'd rather my parts not break if I like accidentally grab them and be a little bit heavier. And I think they beefed up the Eva 3 because it was funny watching like some of the comments after they released it and people going, it's heavier now, they ruined it. And I'm like, no, it's not gonna break. They embittered it. What do I think about the 500 mil RatRig? Un momento. What do I think about the 500 millimeter RatRig? That's a very good question. I can answer it quite simply.
That's a huge bitch.
I think that kind of explains it. Okay, so back to this. So now we go all the way back up. Uh, 500 is, yeah. So remember, folks, this is 200. So if you were to build a 500, that's 300 mil bigger. So if you were building a 500 of this, it would come out to here. So it'd be this wide by, look up, way up, that tall, by, camera's falling over, by this big. So it's basically this much bigger and this much, yeah. As I said, c'est un grand femme chien. C'est un grand femme chien. You need to, I'm of the opinion, build as big as you need, not as big as you want, because most people build bigger than they need and it becomes a problem. Heating up, cooling down. If you're printing something that's 500 by 500 by 500 and it's a 4-day print and your power flickers on day 3 and you don't have a UPS. So, yeah. Okay, so I can take these off. I gotta feed this one belt back in that fell out. This is not working when you're wearing a hat. Oh, it's the shitty one that's super annoying to run to. Oh, okay, don't lean on the bed. Need a zip tie. Zip tie, zip tie, zip tie. 300 for the trident. Yeah, my trident's a 350 because Physek sent me a 350 kit when I asked for a 300. Although they did send me a lot of 300 parts with it. That thing's huge. And that's only 250 on the Z. And originally I was going to change it into a Tridex, make it like a dual extrusion, just to kind of get some more use out of it. But then I kind of realized I like having one printer that's kind of big enough to do that stuff if I want to do like a keyboard or something in the future. So I can kind of justify its existence now. But it's still a pricey cookie. Oh, no, that went through. Doesn't help that this one's kind of... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Felt stuck in the groove. There we go. What's really going to be a problem, where the heck am I going to put the XL? That's going to be a problem. That's a, I got to have the garage done before then problem. I'm hoping I can do the garage in phases to help kind of lower the cost of that project. But we'll see. Shall see, said the blind man. We shall see. Keep leaning on the bed here. That ain't good. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we got the belts in. Okay. Raymond, it's RatRig. B-Core 3 extra parts. I thought I just one there was a EVA bag. Yep, here we go. EVA hardware pack. Yeah, 1.02 meters tall for the 500. This is a big printer. That's a big printer. Why are you sending me notifications? I shouldn't be getting notifications. Oh, new models from Chelsea. Okay, that's good. Okay, so prepare the parts. So we've prepared the parts. We got all the heat sets in. Okay. So now we need to put it together. Okay, place the EVA 3 top-down assembly atop the MGN12 as shown. Okay. So, that goes like that, that goes like that, okay. I don't think I can do overhead cam for this. I don't think overhead cam will like this too much. Let's see what we can kind of get away with. Yeah, it kind of works. Yeah, super. I gotta fix this camera setup because I can't. Yeah, whatever. You go there. Cool. What holds you in? M3/8. Good old M3/8. Everyone likes M3/8. Why is the printer 1 meter tall with 500 mil of usable height? Because you need travel. When you increase the XY of a printer volume, there's always going to be dead space, okay? So this part right here will remain the same. And this part down here will remain the same. So you make it 300 millimeters, but you take the stuff on the end, it's like a sandwich. Doesn't matter what you put in the sandwich, the bread is still going to be there. So you get, when you put more in your sandwich, you're always going to have the width of the bread on each side. Same with the X and Y. There's always dead space in a printer build. That's kind of one of the things the Voron excels at. It's very good print volume to machine size efficiency. Most Core XYs are pretty good at that. Bed flingers are horrible at that. Deltas are good in the XY, horrible in the Z. It depends on your printer's geometry and motion system. So yeah, I'm pretty sure on the bigger than 200 ones, this is bigger too, because you have an umbilical that needs more room to breathe. So yeah, deltas get crazy tall. Like my my V400 is what? It's, do I have this in the right hole? Oh, yeah, don't try and put a screw in a hole you already have a screw in. My V400 is like a meter tall. Like, I can't put the V400 on these benches. It is too tall to put on these benches. It hits the ceiling with the spool on it. So it lives on the floor in another room. Ceiling mounted spool holders. I can't because there's already no room. Like it's literally like printer here, ceiling here. So I put it on the ground in the other room. Go watch my unboxing of it and build. Go watch anyone's build of the V400. It's tall. I had to get a step ladder to build it. Okay, so that, okie dokie. And it doesn't move. Oh my God, it moves. Okay, now put the EVA block on. Okay, so we have some M335 screws. So I'm assuming some of these screw lengths are going to be off because I'm using heat sets. So we'll see. Do you run a dehumidifier? I do not. My room is pretty dry. I've never had an issue with humidity. Filaments like PC, nylon, the stuff that's really hygroscopic, I do bag and vacuum seal and then run through a dryer. But right now in the room, the humidity is like 38%. And usually it's lower than that, actually. Usually it's in the mid 30s. And it's 22 degrees. So that is that. So this goes there. That goes there. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, then we put the front on. That goes on there, and then you screw them together. Then we run the belts through it. Okay. Okie dokie. Belts from the front in. Okay, I really like these running the belts here. Make sure you have enough slack, but these actually kind of feed in pretty good. Yes, okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Come on. There we go. Oh wait, wrong hole. Wrong hole. That's not good. There we go. No, these parts came with the kit. These are ABS parts that they did for me. I think they're going to make it an option in the future, but it's not right now. I can't remember exactly what the wording is, but these are printed by RatRig. If you do plan on building an enclosed printer of any type, I highly recommend going with ABS or equivalent plastic that can take temperature. No, PETG cannot take enclosed printer temperature reliably. It's ASA. It is 3DO. 3DO filaments and parts. RatRig green. And I will be rebuilding this tool head in the future with the 3DO nozzle cam. We're building this kit stock first, and then I'm going to revisit it, do some upgrades on it, including the nozzle cam. So that will be a future update video. They are currently shipping ASA for kits with enclosures. Okay, so there you go. So we got that in. Okay, so the back belts aren't in yet. Okay. Are the teeth not supposed to be facing that way? I guess it doesn't really matter, but okay. So the belts are in there. Do we put anything in? No, we just do not over tighten the belts. Okay. Okay, so we don't install. Okay, install the horns. Okay. Installing the horns. Is Michael here? Yeah. And taking closed printer temperature, it just can't take the temp and be under load at the same time. Yeah. The my video series on how to print ABS, there are quite a few comments in that video series and people who have reached out to me after watching that about it worked great until my Prusa fell apart because they did that with a Prusa, and Prusas come with PETG parts, and then it got all loosey goosey on them. So it works until it doesn't. It's on my shirt. And I've done it. It's super annoying. Yes, you can print the parts in like PETG and ABS and then revisit it and print them in or PETG or PLA and then quickly reprint the parts in ABS and then rebuild the printer. I've done it. It's super annoying. Don't do it. If you can't print ABS, ASA, just buy the parts off somebody or find somebody to print them for you. Okay, so now we got that. Yeah, I'm already liking the EVA 3 more than the EVA 2. Okay, prepare the belt and extruder parts. Okie dokie. So we got all those parts. Okay. So attach the front belts. So I'm guessing they're tensioned from the back. So I'm guessing they're tensioned from the back. I guess that makes the most sense. Oop, not that one. Okay. So you gotta put some clamps on this. Okay, with M3/8s. Get the clamps. Sacrifice my rail core to print 2.4 parts. Oof. CFPTG works? No, because it's still PETG. It's stiffer PETG, but it's still PETG. Remember, the carbon fiber doesn't bind to anything. It's just in the plastic. So it degrades layer adhesion, and it won't really give you much more strength in high temps. It just kind of gives you a bit more rigidity. Okay. PETG versus PETG. PET is much higher temp tolerance. Yeah, but where are you finding PET filament? Like, you take PET, which is water bottles. You can turn water bottles into filament. It can be done. But usually what you're doing is you take PET, you add glycol to it, which is the G, and it makes it a better for filament. Like it turns it into a better plastic for filament use. But you lose some of the mechanical properties by adding the glycol. And ABS is still better. Like there's a reason ABS is pretty much the most commonly used plastic in the world. Do you have to make a filament recycler? You could. It's been on my list of things I kind of want to do. It's just I haven't gotten around to it. So the belts are actually riding on the bearings properly. They look like, yeah. We're good there. Okay. So PE is PE more common than P? Okay, I may be a little, my viewpoint may be a little skewed because I come from a plastic injection molding background and I never saw PE plastics. I saw pretty much a ton of ABS and ABS blends, but I did mostly automotive, so. Okay, and still install the grabbers. Ooh, them grippers. Okay. From the mark, count to the tooth end, measure 24 teeth. Okay, wait. Mark the belt where it meets the EVA 3 assembly. This can be with a marker or simply by holding it. From the mark, count outwards towards the loose end of the belt, measure 24 millimeters, and cut it. Okay, so I put this up here. I put this to here. So pull that tight. Put a mark and then measure 24 and cut it. Okay. And if we screw up, I got some extra in the front we can kind of take in. Some snippers. Better to cut the belt too long than too short if you're unsure. Okay. Okay, so now to count towards the loose end. Oh. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. Snip. Do these have heat sets? No, these have captive nuts. Okay, there's one of those. Where's the other guy? Should be two of these, right? There should be. Yeah, there's two. Got one of them. Where is the other guy? Are you in another part? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where is the other one of these? Did I put it in? Didn't put it in. Are you in the bin? Uh-oh. I took everything out and put it on here. I'm missing one of these guys. That ain't not good. That goes towards the inside. Okay. Overhead cam so you can help look. Am I blind? I've got that one, this one, that. Oh. It was stuck in the duct. Found it. Yeah, no, I found it. It was in the duct. so you go there, so you got to go like that. So while I'm doing this, because putting belts into things is super exciting, if you haven't had the chance yet, make sure you enter to win some filament from Polymaker. We give away a spool every stream, so make sure you enter so you can win. And while you're down there in the video description, why not like that smash button? And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, things I do, why not check out any of the affiliate links below. Don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel, like Polymaker. Or consider becoming a channel member or Patreon supporter. Ooh, that fits in really good. Focus on the hand. Focus on that. I really need to get a slider or something for this camera. Probably won't be able to. Started. Okay, that's started. So that shouldn't fall out, hopefully, if we're lucky. I'm never lucky, but hopefully we are. Okay. Are we on all the idlers? We're good there, we're good there. I watch Lines. Yeah, I watched the land show occasionally. If you're talking about the accidentally not knowing what one phrase meant, yes, I'm aware of that. We talked about that on the last stream, and we are not going to touch that subject again because that is a minefield. Alright, that's good enough for now. Reset the clock, reset the clock, reset the clock! Oh yeah, and also, I know this week with the stream was supposed to be at 11. It's March break. So the little guy's not in school right now. And the wifey took some extra time off work on my stream days, so I'm streaming at 2 p.m. this week. One, two, three. Okay, can't count. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Well, I like to keep to a schedule, Steven. Just to keep things, just to keep it regular. I will say these blocks fit perfectly in. here. Make sure everything is riding on what it's supposed to be riding on. So the problem is there's no the belt, the back. No, much more attention. There we go. Wiki, wiki, wiki. Pain to derack? Not really. It's a lot easier when you have the ability to deracking these are a heck of a lot easier when you actually have the ability to adjust your belt tension with screws, because you can, what you do is you build it unracked, or you build it like good, and then you put your belts in, and then you, if it becomes deracked, you just, you know, adjust your belts into your re-racked. Which isn't usually too hard. There we go. Bueno. Easy peasy. You got your ticket to Smurf? Nice. I still need to figure out how I can make Smurf work, because unfortunately Smurf is across an ocean and quite expensive for travel. So we shall see. So did I skip all the belt grabber stuff? I pretty much skipped over all that. Okay, cool. So I gotta attach that, which I guess I missed, but take that guy. I'm assuming M3/8. What hot end? Whatever's in the box. I think it's a Rapido. I do believe it's a Rapido. Your tickets for Barf yet? What's Barf? I got my ticket for Remurf. I got that one. It's only a quick hop up across the pond. Okay, you go there, you go there. I got my tube. Do I need to adjust the length of this? I'm assuming I do, but that's probably later. That goes there. So that goes on with some M3/8s. And then put the other ones in. Cool. Oh, I got to do this the other way around. I got to take these. I got to attach the plate first and then mount the extruder. What rack means. Okay. So if you're looking at this, see how this and this is like perpendicular. This should come off in a 90-degree angle. Okay. And this should come off in a 90-degree. So when you move this all the way to the front, both these corners should hit both the corners at the same time. Same in the back. Both these should hit the back at the same time. What can happen is, depending on your belt tension and how well you built it, it can be skewed. Okay? So that means as your print head moves front to back, you're okay, but as it moves left to right, it's actually not traveling straight left to right. It's like on an angle, right? You don't want that. I got a whole video on my channel about it. If you would like to know more, there's a whole video on my channel about racking and how to de-rack. Come to Calgary Maker Fair. That would be cool. Problem is, the advantage I have, and this sounds horrible. The advantage I have going to Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival is it's in another country. Because I can fly Detroit Airlines, like I fly out of Detroit using Delta and fly to Colorado for like there and back $400, and that's an expensive ticket. I could go cheaper if I wanted to. Versus flying Air Canada to Calgary. I like both. I like having two kidneys. You see the new Ender Pi was released. Did they release a new Ender today? Like, really? I know they've been hinting at super fast or something. No? Haha, okay. Yeah, I know Creality's been hinting at like a fast printer, which, let's be honest, they're going to take a shitty Ender and just slap a Sonic pad on it and call it a day. And people are going to be like, oh my god, it goes so fast, it's got clipper. And then it's going to outrun its hot end and still have shit cooling and a crappy extruder probably. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and that would be great, but I got a feeling I'm not wrong. The Ender 7 V2. Oh, that would be funny. If they revisit that hunk of junk. How do we make our printer fast? Well, let's just take an XY motion system and use NEMA 23s with CNC steppers to try and get speed out of it, and they still won't work, and it'll be loud as shit. Yeah, I don't blame Naomi for bailing from that company. They really don't know what they're doing. Okay, so we got all those pieces. Cool. So that is, I'm assuming, this piece. Yes, this is that. And that attached to the back with some more screws. 3 screws somehow. I built an Ender wire with original steppers. You cannot outrun Dragon standard flow on Y. Is that with clipper and input shaper and all that? Because I know, like, a standard flow hot end, I've outrun a stock Ender 3 V2 easily by slapping clipper on it. Same with an SV06, just by slapping clipper on it where we outran the hot end. So. Is Clicky Probe still worth it? Personally, I say go tap. In fact, I know I said I probably won't, but now I'm saying I probably will put tap on the LDO V2 because I might be getting a metal kit for it. We'll see. So that goes on there, and then we put some nuts in, which we don't need to do because I got heat sets. We put this on. Hopefully this doesn't break. I had the one that I printed break on the V Minion, but I printed it, so we'll just chuck it up to me using brittle plastic or something. Okay, so how does that go? So that goes like that. Okay. Oh wait, no, it screws it from this side. Yeah, it's sad that it's easier for me to go to like rep fests in the US because it's cheaper to fly American flights and to fly from another in my own country. What time are we at right now? Actually, I could resurrect Tallboy. Put in Tallboy. We'll see. Okay, so now I need to put the tool head in there, and that slides in. Okay, so for the tool head, we've got Rapido. Oh, aha. So we got 2 nozzles here, I think. Or we got like the ultra high flow. So we got a 0.6 and a 0.4. We're gonna put the 0.6 in this. I don't know if these nozzles are hardened. I don't know if these are hardened nozzles. Yeah, the ultra high flow extension, which, oh, we're totally putting the ultra high flow extension on this. Yeah, we're gonna put 0.6 in here. They're plated copper. Okay, so they're not high. Okay. Here's your big boy. That would help if I put that on the right one. There we go. Yeah, ultra high flow. Ultra high flow. 0.6. Gonna totally use up all the capacity on this machine. What's in here? I've never actually used a Rapido high flow. Or actually, no, I have a Rapido in Tallboy, but it's like a demo unit, so it's not as fancy as these ones. Okay. The wires, that's good. So I'm assuming, yeah, I'm gonna have to take that off. Not you. Of course, it's the one I don't have. Shoot, I don't have a, is that 1.3? Where's my 1.5 wrench? I know I have one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's over here. When am I going to build a VZEB up? Whenever I get a kit for one. If I don't have a kit, I can't build one. CB1 is terrible. I do not like the CB1. I'm really hoping Bigtree Tech kind of sorts their stuff out. The CB1 is just, I've used 2 of them so far, and both of them have like reliability issues with the, to the point of like not being usable. So Rapido, Rapido I think is like the go-to high flow hot end at the moment. Like a lot of people seem to like them. So what's the issue? Wi-Fi reliability in my case has been the issue. Oh, of course, that's right. This uses a non 2.5 mil. Oh, these have, 1 second. Break through that. I have a CB1 on Ethernet. It keeps resetting the user interface. Yeah, it's very hit and miss. Some people have no issues with them, and some of them just get lemons. I think it has a lot to do with the firmware on them and what like version you have, because it's Big Tree Tech. Let's be honest, there's like 8 revisions of it already, probably. So, yeah, that's not the camera I meant to hit. And then they have a, I don't know which, someone's going to have to correct me or update, but I believe they have a version of the Octopus on recall right now because of a fire risk. Because it likes to turn heaters on. Like their one CAN bus board. Did I see the new RatRig? I seen mention of it. I didn't really look into it, but I did see like a tweet or something. Shit, where'd that go? Uh-oh. Oh, is that it? No, that's an M3. There we go. Not a huge fan of these. There we go. Okay, I don't quite know which way this is supposed to go with the assuming the wires go up one of the sides, so I'm just gonna put them in there like that. Can we take a bet on what's gonna blow on the V1? What do you mean the V1? The Octopus easy? Yeah. I believe it. Another board from BTT, unless it's been in the market for many months. They've reached out to me to promote a few products, and by promote, I mean they just wanted to send me some stuff to like use, and I declined. I especially their first, like, they're at the point now where I kind of am extremely hesitant to promote any of their first gen products. So I've been kind of like, yeah, I'm just not going to. Okay, so that can't go there. Okay, so that's got to come out the side. Blech. See, Michael, in your case, I would trust it more because you guys have probably tested it. But a lot of the time, RatRig or Big Tree Tech has a problem of just putting stuff out and having issues. The second gen version of the one of their Toolhead boards, one of their CAN bus Toolhead boards, when you put it in DFU mode, the heater just turns on. It just does. Somebody burned their Voron down from that. Not the version before it and not the version after it, but just that one, the version 2, not version 1, not version 3 does it. So, yeah. So like I can't remember which board it was. I think it was Physex's board. We had a look at it before they went public, but they don't always have people look at their stuff. That's the thing. It's like and here's the thing. When their stuff works, it works pretty good. They've got decent boards, decent designs, decent support. They're like one of the few companies that are actually coming out with a lot of the new stuff that we want, you know, CAN bus boards. It's just sometimes they need like an extra round of QC before it's really ready for prime time, and they don't do that all the time. They just kind of, it's done. Here you go. Have fun. How do I screw this in? Oh, it screws in from the side. Okay, screws in from the side. And then also the problem is, which version of the board do you have? Because they've changed the MCU on it 8 times since release because stock issues. That's another problem with them. Which, that's a market thing. I understand why they do it. It just gets really annoying really quick. No PTFE. That's a good point. Did I completely miss that? We don't need no PTFE. I just use the filament I use is really rigid. It's just super rigid filament, so I don't need PTFE. Does it say anything about how big this PTFE needs to be? That's the question. Where's my snips? Ship. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so you go down to there. And then how much do we got up top here? One second here. Yeah, like remember in the dark times when you know a good computer or a good 3D printer board, you might be lucky to have like 2 fan headers, and now we have like 8, and they're voltage selectable and everything. Like remember when we used to not have that on every board? Okay, so it needs to come up 11 mil above the top. $11 mil. Yeah, now we get like 4 or 5 fans. They're PWM controllable. You can adjust them. You can pick the voltages for them. It's great. That's great. I love that now. Yeah, I'm really liking how the EVA 3 goes together. I'm gonna say it now. This is definitely it feels a lot. I got an extra one down there. Oh. It feels a lot more secure than the EVA 2. It's been a while since I put the EVA 2 together though, so it's where did everyone go? There we go. finish this up. Again, reminder, probably whenever we finish the EVA will probably be the end part of the stream, because the next part is electronics, and I want that in its own, like, its own streams. So make sure you enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. Link in the description. Go do this now. There we go. Point at the silicone sock instead of... That's a good point. That's probably why I have one here labeled Volcano. I'm assuming the Volcano duct is the compensatory one that I got to put in. Yeah. Let's do this now. Let's swap it to the compensator duct. Which I got to put a heat set in that now. I think I gotta put it. Yeah, I gotta put a heat set in here. I gotta plug in my heat set iron again. Chat disconnected, unable to chat. Are we live? We're live. Did chat go down? Yep, we're live. Okay. I just got a pop-up that said unable to connect to chat. Huh. You know what I will say is awesome? I used to, on the old build, like, we didn't have issues on the old build, CPU-wise. But now on this build, we've upgraded from a 1060 and a Ryzen 3100X to a 1070 and a 3700X. Look at this CPU usage. 0.1%. And if you're curious about GPU usage, I'm sitting at like a pretty 20%, 27%. And only using 1.8 of the 8 gigs it has, and 2 gigs of the, well, shared memory. What do we do about shared memory? But yeah. And this is 1440p 60 FPS at, we're peaking up to 20,000 kilobit. That is a heck of a lot smoother than before. And we never had issues before. It's just, now we have that much overhead. So hopefully when I open Fusion 360, which I don't think I've installed it on this computer yet, it doesn't bog down the stream. No, from before. Well, here's the thing. Technically, this upgrade didn't cost me anything other than putting the Camlink Pro in there. A viewer sent me the 1070. And the CPU was the CPU from the computer upstairs, because I put a new CPU in my main computer, which I paid for. I bought that used. And then I took that CPU and put it in here. And then the CPU that was in here, I put it in the Unraid server. So that's the good thing about everything being socket AM4 or AMD. I paid to upgrade that computer, and everything else got an upgrade. The only thing I bought for this one was the Camlink Pro for the so I can plug HDMI directly into the computer instead of using cam links, which also, you know, now you guys get better quality 60 FPS 1080p desk cam. So plus when we do the Minecraft streams, it'll definitely come in handy having a better GPU and CPU. Let that cool off by the tub of ISO. Going chonk mode. Yeah, I'm totally building this to go stupid fast. Like it go big or go home with this build. You know, it's not that big. There we go. You're going, you know, 0.6 high, ultra high flow rapido on a 200 millimeter print volume. I can crypto mine on it. Hell no. Hell to the no. I don't partake in anything crypto. I think it's a scam, and I do not like those that promote it. And of course, now that, you know, Bitcoin has jumped up to the astronomical value of what it was a month ago, after crashing, they're all freaking out. They're all going nuts in Twitter again. It's like, go away. Go away. Take your scam coin, Dogecoin, Dougie bits away. Okay. So we put that in, put M38 cap screws. What do those do? They just go in there? What do they connect to? It just... Not all crypto is a scam. Yeah, it is. You just don't want to be the last one holding the bag. The only crypto that you can argue is potentially not a scam is Bitcoin, and even then, it is nowhere near stable enough to be an actual usable currency. Accelerometer mount. So you just put screws in there for now, kind of thing, just to hold them. Optional. Yeah, I'll just put the screws in so I have them. And it'll fill the hole too. Because, you know, feng shui. And then I need a fan. Not that fan, not that fan, not that fan. Okay. Ah, there we go. There's the bottom fan. Because fiat is so stable. If traditional currency were to actually fail, do you think Bitcoin would be anything stable? Because the only thing crypto is worth is what it's worth when converted to something else. If everything went tits up and the actual normal currency that we use every day were to suddenly not be worth anything, do you think the world would be in a position where your monkey JPEGs would be worth anything? If fiat crashes, we're in for some fun. And monkey JPEGs ain't gonna save you. Oh, capitalism's evil as hell. Don't get me wrong. But having a currency that's only worth anything when you can convert it to a standard currency doesn't really solve a standard currency. Unless you're a drug dealer. That's what everyone uses crypto for. At least anyone I knew back in the day used crypto for. Okay. So now we need the... What size screws are these? M320s? M320s. Things gonna go digital? Yeah, everything makes sense. Everything's gonna go digital, but... I don't know. I trust currency that, you know, is stabilized by an actual, you know, functioning government than, you know, a currency that can crash if some guy makes a funny meme. Okay, how do they want the fan orientated? Is there anything about the fan orientation where the wires should come out? No. Should the wires come? I'm gonna make the wires come out the bottom, I guess. Actually, I'm gonna have it do this. Yeah, we'll do that. That way, all the wires are on the one side. Top right. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Spool's got thread lock on? No, I haven't put thread lock on anything. It hasn't told me to. And a lot of the time you don't need thread lock if you're tightening screws to spec. I will say this fan shroud does feel a lot more secure than the previous one. Don't see a torque wrench. You get a feel for it. I don't know. If you're drawing a car built in North America in the past probably decade, there's a good chance I made a mold for a part for your car and I just kind of eyeballed the torque on those. And I don't know. Everything seems to be okay. If your bumper fell off, don't blame me. There we go. Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay, and then we got prepare the Z probe. I had the Z probe. Where'd I put the Z probe? Had the Z probe. Where is the probe? The probe is somewhere. Where is the probe? Did I put it on the desk here? Nope. There it is, the probe. Okay. Nylock. Do the spec have nylock? No. Super Pinda. Oh, it is what it is. You just tell it to probe where the magnets aren't. Usually that's kind of how it works. Okay. So. Oh, we don't need that because I got the hex. That's or the. Okay. So this attaches on this side, like that, with two M3/8s, which I swear I had more M3/8s, but I used them all. Let the LiDAR, oh, the LiDAR. It's marketing. Hello from Massachusetts. Hello there. Okay, make sure that kind of is looking a bit straight up and down. You want your probe, whenever you're using a probe, you do want your probe to be as, you know, perpendicular as possible to the bed. Okay, so we mounted that. And then we stick our probe in and then we put the screw in. 1 millimeter higher than the hot end nozzle. Okie doke. And we got a screw. Right up there. Okay. It's about a mil. We'll adjust it later if we need to. Plenty of room. Now we need to put the EVA 3 end stop and part cooling. So I've got so we've got two options here, I believe. I've got a 1.2 amp and a 1.6 amp. I got a Pro Technic and a Nidec Ultraflow. I'm assuming, as an educated adult, bigger number, better blower. So we're gonna go with the bigger number because bigger number equal better, right? So I expect, and I'm hoping to hear jet engine noises as this does its thing. Oh, but first I gotta put my end stop on. Where's my end stop? So first the end stop goes on with M3As. Okay, that I could do. I haven't tested the Nidec, but the specs are similar, so should be good. All I know is 1.6 amp. That's a lot for a fan. That is a lot of amps for a fan, especially that size. Delta draws 2.8 or 2.x amps. That's unlimited power. $4028. What do you guys need that much cooling for? What are you guys cooling? Yeah. Yep. Okay. So now, I gotta turn this around. Okay, so. Oh, I gotta put some heat sets in here. Yeah, put it in the server rack. This is server grade hardware. Yeah, like, I don't know, should there be a fan shroud on this? Like, should there be... Like, should there be a, something on here to prevent people from putting their fingers in it? I'm a little worried. Those were sheer off. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've watched the LTT videos with the blow-ematrons. Although, with this setup, going to something like CPAP would probably be pretty easy. So. And I'm sure a bunch of people have gone to CPAP. Hey, Maker Viking. In the back there, nope. Only for the brave, yeah. Actually, I should probably let this cool before I screw something plastic to it. Is that still relevant? 10 Holt, pretty much here. Let me update that video. Do you need high flow? If yes, Rapido. If you don't need high flow, Revo. The information in that video is still accurate in regards to me talking about the hot ends in that video, but new things have come out since then. That's the problem with videos. The moment a video is released, that's it. You can't really change it. So when I was talking about the pros and cons of those hot ends, they are still valid, but there are new hot ends out there. And if you want high flow, the Rapido's pretty solid. And if you want just a good, solid, easy to use hot end for everyday use, Revo's awesome. So. What is this connector on here? Hopefully there's an adapter. Proprietary nozzles. Yeah, it has proprietary. But it allows you to get away with things like never having to worry about nozzle ooze. Bamboo hot end. That is true. People do seem to be liking the bamboo hot end and things. Because you can get it relatively cheap. It's hardened. The only downside with it is you have to use their heater. And you have to use a glass bead thermistor. That is really the only downside with it. Okay, there we go. And then how does this attach? We got those in. Screwed that on. Then so we got an M335 through the assembly. With a lock nut. And then another one at the bottom, it looks. Here, yes. On a business trip in Italy. Awesome. There we go. And that is, I believe, an EVA 3. I like it. I think it looks... Yeah, I'm liking the aesthetics of this thing. You know, I know aesthetics aren't everything, but... God damn it, I like aesthetics. Oh, yeah. Oh, died. Yep, she did. Guess I could just plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. Yeah, I like it. I can dig it. I can dig it. So we got a 0.6 high flow Rapido in there, a beefcake of a fan. This'll boogie. That'll boogie. Okay, so what time is it? 4:40. So we got about 20 minutes, and we're going to do the giveaway. So make sure you enter for your chance to win. Link in the description to get some Polymaker filament. EVA 3 on the VMIS is a single 50-15. A single 50-15 is fine. It depends on what you're printing, honestly. CHT nozzle. Can you do CHT? You need these take a dragon nozzle. I got the ultra high flow, so you need a dragon nozzle, right? Because I joined too late. You can still enter for your chance to win, Andreas. Use the stock Fadus nozzle. No, I got a 0.6. I got a 0.6 ultra high flow in there. Volcano plus. Okay. Is that a 7-inch? No, I think it's a 5-inch. It's a panel do. Yeah, it's a 5-inch panel do. Don't get the 7-inch. 7-inch is too big, in my opinion. But yeah, that actually went together pretty good. It's been a while since I've built the original, or not the original, but like the V2 EVA on my V-Minion. And I will say this went together better and feels a heck of a lot more solid. Because remember, if you want to go fast, yes, light is good, but light is noodle. Doesn't matter how fast you go if your prints look like poo-poo. Hey, do you have one of these? If not, deburring tool. Go on Amazon, deburring tool, buy one if you don't have one. Gonna steal that? Go ahead. I don't think I'm the first to say that. All I know is I'm hungry because I did have McDonald's for breakfast. We went to McDonald's for breakfast because we did Costco today. But instead of coming home and, you know, getting ready for the stream, I ended up looking at cars. And by the time I got home, it was stream time. That's why the stream went up late today. The files for my V2 just to find a mouse for it since it. So I wish I had the mount for this. I don't have the files for this. This is a mod of a mod of a mod for this. It's like it's from like V0 days, the mount I'm using here. And luckily the panel do works with Clipper. And if you want my humble opinion, the panel do is an excellent Clipper touchscreen, because it's an actually really solid touchscreen. Yeah, you can do Clipper screen on like a Big Tree Tech thing. I like the panel do. I like the panel do, and you can buy like clones of them on AliExpress for relatively cheap. Yusuf, thanks for becoming a member. Am I gonna rat? Oh yes, I'm doing. Because this is a kit and I'm building from a full kit, I'm doing everything stock. So I'm doing Rat OS and all that. So I'm gonna be doing the Rat OS experience. Are the rails good? Yeah, the rails seem fine. They seem good. Have you seen the integrated Bondtech gear on the CW2 they're making? I think so. I don't know for sure if that's the thing I'm thinking of. Because sometimes I see stuff early and then I don't know if it's public yet. So maybe. I'm talking about hours print. What do you mean? How will the touchscreen affect the total watt usage? Well, it uses power, which runs on electricity. So I'm assuming it will use some power, but it's 5 volts and I don't think it's a lot of amps. So probably not much. I'm sure the heater of your bed will offset any power that uses within like a couple minutes of a day. I leave all my printers on all the time, and the panel dude does have an option to go to sleep. Yeah, it has an option to dim, so you can set it to like turn off after a while, and it has a dark mode. But I leave my printers on all the time. I don't turn them off. What time is it? 15 minutes left. Any questions? Does anyone have any questions about the build so far, or want me to like cover something I didn't answer earlier in the stream or something? How many hours do you have on your 2.4? Thousands. Problem is, I've like reinstalled the firmware but like several times. I don't have a way of like accurately tracking it because like some of it's been lost to time, but like it's done 20 something PIF kits, and that was when it was a 2.2. And then it's a 2.4 R2 now. So it's been through some revisions. Why is the sky blue? Science. Laser beams or something. Share those video evidence? Not really. I don't print on camera a lot. I don't like to because it screws up the audio in the room. Did you look in the EVA 3 and what it has? Anything you should add next? I mean, here, what would I add? I don't know. It's got everything. It's got an extruder. It's got some fans. It's got a thing that gets hot. It's got a way to measure the bed. That's what you need in a hot end. Oh, it's got a big blowy thing. What would I add? I don't know. It does its job. Like, here's the thing. Like, I know some people are like, which one's better? They're different design ethoses. Like, on this one, it envelops the rail, okay? So on a RatRig, you have, you know, fans in the back, extruder over top. It envelops the rail. On a Voron, it doesn't do that, but on a RatRig, you kind of can, because you got this over travel room back here. On a Voron, you don't. Like, it's design dictates design. So they do different things. Like, they accomplish similar goals just in different ways because different designs. So is this a standard kit? It's a standard kit. The only difference, I believe, is I have the EVA with heat sets, and I got a Mandalaroseworks bed, which that's an optional thing you can buy from Mandalaroseworks. Which I do like how this bed mounts. The only thing I would say I would like to see on this bed is kind of like how on the SK Cube or SK Go Cube, SK Cube, which one was it I built? One of the corners is locked. So, you know, two of the corners are completely free floating. If you like flip the printer over, the bed doesn't go flying out. This, you kind of have to keep a brain on your head and make sure you don't like, hey, okay, time to do some printer maintenance, and go flip, and then your bed goes flying and hits something, potentially breaking it. So I would like to see, maybe if it was possible, to have one of these captive somehow, just so it prevents it from, you know, I'm going to do some maintenance on my printer. I forgot the bed doesn't move, or the bed isn't fixed. So Laszlo, link in the description. I got a link in the description to Mandalaroseworks. Any reason to not use the X rail alone with any extrusion below? Stiffness. Let me pull it up here. Okay, let me pull it up here. I don't know why I'm getting so much crypto spam on Twitter in my direct messages. Okay, so obviously this isn't the same as no rail, but this is a input shaper graph of a 350 Trident, one with the traditional rail and traditional extrusion, a 20 mil just normal extrusion, and with the Finalizing lightweight gantry. So the peaks are what you're looking at. So see how we have 3 steeply defined peaks on the lightweight gantry and one nice solid peak on the normal gantry? You don't want multiple peaks. Input shaper works by canceling out resonances. The more resonating frequencies you have, the more it has to work to cancel those out. That means you have to either run a more aggressive input shaper, 2 humpy eye, 3 humpy eye, etc., which gives you way rounded corners, or you have to scale back your speeds. So while on paper you may go, oh, lightweight gantry, I go fast. But when you have something that can cancel out resonance issues, if you're going fast with a noodle, it has to do a ton of work to cancel out the noodle. So even a bare extrusion. So that's the thing. If you want to go as light as possible, just skip the extrusion. Don't put a lightweight extrusion, just eliminate it. If you're after light, go light. Don't even bother with the extrusion, okay? But if you want stiff, go stiff. Lightweight extrusions, in my opinion, are like a weird middle ground where you're getting not the best of each and you're dealing with the worst of each. But it depends on what how your machine is set up, your speeds and feeds, and how long your extrusions are, and how heavy your tool. Are you running Bowden? You want to save weight? Go Bowden. Run a lightweight tool head. Run lightweight fans. Go CPAP. There are better ways to save weight, and also you're only saving weight in one direction. You're not saving weight on the other direction. So, yeah. Fair Frozen 55.5. Cheers. Earlier talked about Mark III and close failing. What temps did that happen? PETG starts to get, what is it, 50? Here's the thing. It doesn't fail. It just, you get this, like, there is a failure point of PETG, but it's like, as it gets hotter, it gets weaker. And stuff that you have, like you have nuts that are tight, will start to loosen after a while. So If you're printing in above 30C, anything above 40C, I'd be worried about PETG. You can do lightweight stiff extrusion. Problem is the Chinese designs don't account for any of the motion that is present in a corresponding system. It's lazy. I got a video of somebody taking one of the lightweight extrusions going, and it's just twisting. What you need is triangles, not cubes. I don't know what John's working on. If only designed like the NX scaled up better. So there's a reason the K3 is kind of small. The granite slab you used in part 1, would you be able to share where you got that from? Yeah, go to any countertop place and ask, go in nicely and be like, excuse me, I'm looking for an offcut of quartz. Do you have one that I can perhaps buy off of you? I need it for a project. Because when countertop manufacturers, they get the countertops are big slabs. They have to cut out holes for the sink. They have offcuts, like it's too long, too short. They throw that in a corner and they eventually may use it for something or they throw it out. Go ask to buy an offcut. It is not as good as a traditional Starrett layout table. It's not. But sometimes if you're lucky, you walk into the right place, you might get one for free. And it's flat enough to build a 3D printer on. And it doesn't weigh as much because usually they're only like an inch and a half thick versus like a layout table, which is like that. When are the XL reviews coming out? Long time. You're probably not going to see reviews until people who have bought the printers get their printer, because Prusa is prioritizing sending printers to people that paid for them and have been waiting than reviewers, which I agree with. So you're probably not going to see any Prusa reviews for a while. Yes, I did ask. I'm waiting until I guess we're waiting on until the one I purchased shows up. What mounts are you using on the black? I'm using the V2.1 door mount. So it's a single piece. Doggo, I can take a look, but the wifey's home, so he's... Oh, there he is. He is here. You get HD Doggo. Hey. I gotta empty my garbage. Get out of there. Look at you. I still have the Tim Hortons box in here. Yeah. Okay, so this camera I can't angle down as much. What do you want? You gonna help Daddy with the giveaway? We got 4 minutes. Hey, are you hungry?
Yeah, what is that?
It's a printer bed.
Printer bed for?
You're tired, aren't you?
Printer bed for?
It's for printing stuff on.
In a printing bed?
Yeah, these are all printers.
Bed?
Yeah, it's a bed.
It's
made out of metal.
Metal, not weight.
Yeah, look. Can you pick that up? Magnets.
Do that one more time.
Do that one more time? Okay.
Oh, metal?
Yeah, it's made out of metal.
Oh, wait.
Can you stand it up?
Metal?
Yeah, those are made out of metal too. Okay, put that down. Oh, no, leave it. Leave it. Okay.
One other one on there.
No. Are you okay? You're sounding a bit sick.
I will.
J gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers. Gonna
Carry me?
carry you? Why do you want me to carry you?
Why?
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 We're still working on that concept, eh? Urgh. Yeah, the concept of why. We're still working on that. What panel clips do I use? Whatever ones are the current one now. I do like the little, the ones that clip on though. There goes my Allen key. It's stuck on the magnets. Okay, you want to help do the giveaway in a minute? Calvin. Hey. Hey. You want to help do a giveaway? Or are you just going to play with the magnets? He's going to play with the magnets? Okay, so no more magnets though, because magnets are tired. Okay, hey, can you go help Mama with lunch? Yeah, go help Mama with dinner. Okay. There you go. I think he's coming down with something. When you get your XL, will you sign it? I wish I was a foreign. No, Joe does that though. So yeah, so this camera can't aim down as good as the other one did for Doggo Vision, unfortunately. Because the problem is the ball nut, I have to like unlock it, and then it doesn't really, kind of stays. A couple rack rigs. Are you considering building an annex? I will be once I get a kit for it. It is potentially nearly on the way at some point. Does Rat print plastic boat yet? No, it got no thinky think parts. Right now it just got the metal part. No thinky think yet. Thinky think soon. Thinky think. Wow. Hi, I have a lisp and speech impediment. The thinky think stuff and the wires next week. Go. Okay, so let's get this giveaway going. 5 o'clock, so we'll end it there. 621 people. Now, when I come back to the page, because I can't see right now because I'm copying names for the giveaway, I better see 628 likes of the smash button. Otherwise, that means you entered this draw without even giving the common courtesy to like the smash button. Why you do this? Think of the children. Okay, that goes there. How many benches have I printed in total? Billions and billions. Okay. I will say copying the names over too is a lot quicker on this computer. This is stream 5. Give me a number between 0 and 5. Somebody give me a number between 0 and 5. $13 months. Jeez, we got people with over 2 years now. 5, that's a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? Cool. Round and round it goes. Where she stops, some random computer algorithm knows, and you'll get an email from me after the stream on how to get your prize. Congratulations. I screwed up the timing. 3D RLS. 3D RLS. Let me pull up your information here. There we go. 1 of 1. I like to see that. Congratulations. So you will get an email from me after the stream ends on how to collect your spool of filament. Everyone, get some golf claps in chat. So there we go. So that is it. So next week with the RatRig stream, we will continue on with wiring and electrical stuff. Fun. So that is that. Friday stream will be a print and chill stream. And then back on with the V0. We're going back to that finally after like a month. We're going back to that this Saturday. So that is it for the rest of the week. Should be a video Saturday on resin stuff. You know, let's be honest, resin printing stuff never trends good unless you're Uncle Jesse. But that's what we're probably going to talk about on the video this weekend. So I'm going to end the stream there. Shout out to RatRig for sending the printer kit for testing and evaluation, and some of the team being in chat to help out a bit. Mandalaroseworks for the bed. If you want to check out both of them, links in the description below as usual. They sent me the printers, no kit. They just told me to build it. Words and opinions are my own, blah, 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 YouTube description. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool filament we also gave away. Check them out in the link in description as well. And for those of you that donated to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members yourself, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. Make sure you join the Discord as well, link in the description, and enter for the community challenge contest, because the challenge is up. So go enter and print something and do the thing. It's Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you Friday. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. Goodbye. Hopefully the buttons work this time.